Hi, GSI Family. Danielle Pierce here to share a little bit of my COVID story. I think we can all agree that COVID has impacted our lives in one way or another. For me, it's been a little bit of a wild ride. I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks before the lockdown started and navigated my whole pregnancy during COVID protocols and lockdowns. Then in July of 2020, both my parents were diagnosed with COVID and quickly admitted to the hospital. They were later moved to the ICU and spent most of the month on a day-by-day status. Some days were even hour by hour. They were both dangerously close to needing to be on ventilators. But in early August, my mom was released from the hospital and my dad was released a few days later. Unfortunately, while my mom was finishing recovering, she passed away suddenly, about a week after she had been home. My brother, sister, and I cared for my still very sick father while planning her funeral. My dad would later go back to the hospital in early September, and by the end of September, he was released home into hospice care, and he passed away about a week later. My siblings and I lost both parents within 2 months of each other from COVID-19, and it was a virus that neither one of them were too concerned with catching, and I gave birth to my daughter 2 weeks later, and am still processing the fact that she will never get to meet my parents, and that my son will never be able to remember knowing them. So you're probably wondering how this has changed my opinion of COVID over the last year. I used to think it wasn't that serious, or it wouldn't happen to me and my family. But I know now that life and time with our loved ones is so fragile, and I believe we need to do our part to help prevent ourselves and those around us from suffering from COVID and the effects that COVID can leave behind, physically and emotionally. So why did I choose to get the vaccine? I felt it was the best decision for me and my family. I don't want to get sick and spread COVID to my husband or my kids, their other grandparents, great-grandparents, and aunts and uncles, or even strangers. I definitely don't want to be the reason that someone else loses a family member.
GSI Lifestyle and Performance is loaded with the kind of content you need to push towards better living. Simply click on this icon here and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click on the video next up in line over here.